Good morning, YouTube. I'm working today on my JK 07 JK Rubicon, working on some new seat covers. I bought the SmittyBilt gear custom fit front seat covers, a pair. I watched some different videos on how to do it, and actually they don't really go into it. They're just like, hey, it's like any other seat cover. Just if you've ever done a seat cover before, just do what you normally do. I have never done a seat cover before, so there are a few little tips here I can share with you how to make this go a little smoother, and to only have to do it once, since I guess I'm not the brightest person in the world, so I had to do mine twice. Let me help you try to avoid that. Here's the finished product of the driver's seat. It does look pretty good. I had some tear starting. Again, mine's an 07. It's original seats. Took a little bit of abuse. Works good down around the handles. A little fluff here, not too bad. Of course, it has all the MOLLE stuff, which is why one of the reasons I went with this package, because in a two-door JK there's not a whole heck of a lot of room. The back has a lot of different places to attach stuff, including the headrest. I'm hoping that eventually these will, now they probably aren't going to stretch in better, right? Elastic usually ends up being less elastic as time goes on. Airbag pocket if you have one. I do not have airbags in mine. And the other area is down here around the handles. Pretty good fit, not bad. So let me go over how I installed these. I'll do the passenger seat next, now that I understand the things you can do and the things you shouldn't do to make your day a little bit easier. Now, I took my seats out because at the same time I installed the new Armor-Lite flooring. Ironically, I ordered black. The box says black, but it came as khaki. And not horrible, but I wished I would have probably returned this and got the black. But it's in here now. I'm going to deal with it. Overall, that stuff's pretty good. But that's why I took my seats out. I don't know if it's easier to take your seats out or not. You know, getting around behind the seat to put the seat cover on, I think definitely having the seats out is the way to go. But again, I guess that will be one thing you have to figure out. I can't comment on that. I took my seats out for another reason, and I just left them out when I put the seat covers on. This video is being made with my phone, not a GoPro, so I apologize for that. You probably have to deal with my swaying here, and it's going to be tricky for me to find a location to show you how to put this on and capture all the angles. But anyway, since I did the flooring, I have this Go Armor-Lite box I've been using as my pedestal because my workbench is kind of full of crap that I haven't got around to yet. So I've been working on this. It's a nice brisk 47-degree day today, so I figured I'd get this wrapped up here. But let me get this passenger seat up and show you what I'm going to do. So naturally, the first thing to do would be remove your headrest in order to pull the top on down over this. That one, I gotta admit, is kind of self-explanatory, but I'll go ahead and get that done. Again, using my phone, I'm not going to be able to position this around too well to show you everything I'm doing, but we'll get there. So on my JK, the driver's seat has the lever here to raise and lower the seat, as well as to adjust the back. And of course the passenger does not have that lever, but it has an extra lever here for the easy in and out. So the trick that I found, and maybe this again is self-explanatory to those that are instantly knowledgeable of these things, I'm not that way, mine's trial and error, is these seat covers come with a side that has one loop and a side that has two loops. So the two loop, when you put these on, make sure you put it so the two loops go to the outside of the door and not the inside. That will allow a nice fit around this larger lever here. As you can see, it kind of fits around that lever, which makes it nice. The first time I did it, I didn't do that. I had the loops on the inside And I'm like, well, that's not a very good fit around this lever. And lo and behold, I realized I had the wrong one on the wrong side. So given that, that's the biggest tip I can give you. Getting these things underneath here is no joke, right? It takes some force. There's a bar underneath there. I know it says no tools are required, but once I got it through there, I did kind of grab some of it and pull it through. And that will be true on the back when you try to get the Velcro through. It's a little easier to give it a tug. Anyway, let me get to work on this. Of course, it helps to have your seat somewhat clean, unless you want to trap all the crud. So, shoving these down under. There's, like I said, there's a bar. At least my seat has a bar. I don't know what everyone else's seat has. My seat has a bar. So you shove it down under the bar. Now, I did find sometimes it's helpful to bring the seat a little bit forward, but it all depends on shoving your hand down in there really good. So I put the front on, and then my JK has this extra little tuft of material here, which presents a little bit of an issue when we do the top seat. But there are the straps. Pull them through. I use my needle nose, as I mentioned earlier. Maybe what I'll do is I'll flip my seat around. Hang on. Okay, I got my seat flipped around. And there's the straps. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take and pull this through a little bit further. Without damaging it. It's a little hard to see in there, especially holding the phone. Because by doing that, it allows me to get a pretty good tightness on the inside there. Now again, I'm struggling more so than I normally would because I'm holding the phone. So let me put the phone down and go ahead and finish it up. Okay, so I've managed to get that pulled up where you can see that it's up here fairly well. It's pretty snug on the other side. So now you can go ahead and route the clips. I ran mine under the adjustment, but over the rest of the stuff. And then clip it on. And got some twists. I like twists. And then the second one, underneath the adjuster, underneath the electrical connectors, and click it on. And just pull that crap out of them to make them good and tight. I end up doing that a couple times as I add the other connectors. Okay. And then you get your other seat pockets positioned here, pull them tight. This is the 2-strap on the outside. It works great for that passenger, or for the driver's handle. Not necessarily needed for the passenger side, since there's not that up-down lever, but you know, they make them all the same. Just fish it through and connect it to the sides. I'll show you that when I get it done, because I can't do it with holding the phone. Okay, so I got the items stretched here, got them connected to the springs on the inside. Now you do want to make sure you go under the sliding track bar. Don't go over the sliding track bar, because you have a good chance of cutting it when it's going back and forth. You want to stay under it, so when this part slides, these slide with it and don't rub against. So go under this main bar, make sure you're below that. Same with that case, right? So you're going to go under the electrical connectors, couple good snugs, and then I'll flip it over and start working on the upper part. Hang on. And there we go. So that's not bad. That's a pretty good fit. I know my lighting's not the best in here. It is a garage, and I'm not set up to do videos, but it fits pretty snug. Obviously, you can see where the hole is intended for the driver's up-down lever, but that's okay. You're not going to notice that too much getting in and out. So let's go ahead and do the top. As I mentioned in the beginning, the top, there is a left and right side, so you want to make sure the airbag hole, which is here, goes on the outside door side of the seat. Again, all the videos I show just kind of gloss it over. You figure it out eventually, but save you a little time taking them on and off once you look. Or maybe you don't notice it, and then when your airbag goes off, it doesn't save you. But I don't have airbags, so at least not in my seat, so I don't have that issue. Okay, once you slide it over, it's going to look something like that. You get the same issue here. You got to get these back and underneath the seat. And of course the top, you can choose to leave it like this, but I am going to make it so it is completely under these buttons. You almost have to if you want to actually maneuver your headrest. So I will put the phone down again because it's hard to do with one hand. Okay, so we got that done. Looks pretty good. Worked around. So the next is working these underneath the seat and getting them to come back out underneath this flap of material my JK has, and then getting it to connect to this Velcro. That's the next trick. Oh, we're rolling. Okay. I got the loops through. It's going to be hard to see with the sun. I'll try to go the other direction. Here's the loops from the seat. You can either grab them with needle nose. I happen to have a piece of dowel wood here, which I'm going to stick in there and pull them out. I might still use my needle nose, but we'll see. I'll get back to you once that's done. Okay, with the dowel, I was able to pull it through about as far as it's going to go. Again, the trick is here is folding this flap up while you attach this back seat, and to make sure it's pulled down tight. So I'm going to flip it back on its feet, make sure the back's pulled down and the front's smooth before I attach the Velcro. I'll be back. Okay, so I got it pulled down front and back. Looks pretty good. Pulling through here makes a nice tight fit on the bottom. There is a flap that you can extend to cover the airbag for those like me that don't have it. You got to make sure the handle is fit. It's one little tight area, and then all we got to do is fold up this piece and attach the Velcro underneath. So I can't really do that with my phone, and I'm probably going to have to flip it back over to facilitate that. So I'll come back when it's all done. Okay, I managed to just push this up out of the way. I folded it, pulled the Velcro up, and then attached this Velcro on. Seems pretty sturdy. Got all the MOLLE strips back here for pockets that can go on, which again is the reason why I bought this seat cover versus some of the other seat covers that don't offer storage. So the last thing to do is headrest. That's pretty straightforward. That's basically just an elastic pullover, pop the headrest back on, and you're done. Again, you know, to me, I think I would really struggle having the seats in the Jeep trying to get this thing flipped back and forth. Maybe having it anchored would give you a little more leverage. Not sure. Your call on that one, but hopefully this video helps a little bit and saves you the trouble of doing it twice like I did. Thanks. Have a great day. Okay, and here is the finished seat cover project. Passenger side. And driver's side. All in all, I think it's a pretty good product. Looks nice. Certainly take advantage of the connectors and storage system in the back. I guess I can hook those up and show you those real quick. So when you buy the pair of seats, you get 5 pouches. I think if you buy the seats individually, you get 7, which means you would get 14 if you bought 2. And I think it's actually a little cheaper to do it that way. I'm not sure what the logic is behind that, but sometimes companies just don't make logical choices. Anyway, I believe these just Velcro on. No, they attach one this way. Yep, I think they attach one that way. Hang on. So I put, for right now, I put 3 here on the back. I'm going to put the other 2 facing this driver's side. I'll show you in a minute. Actually, I'm not sure the side ones are going to be of any too much value, because if you put anything there, you cannot open the center console. Maybe the very last one, but if it hangs down at all, it's not going to work. So I'm going to put these 2 back on the other side somewhere, and that'll be that. Also, I noticed someone asked if you can lower the rear seat. How's it packed? Now, I don't have these full yet, obviously, but let's check the rear seat. Yeah, there's plenty of room there. Maybe if it got really, really full, but I don't see any issue with interference with the rear seat, personally. But again, I don't have them full yet.